So I did a review of Song of the Sea with Jeff, and a little friend was over there. I didn't do a review of Secret of Kells because I kind of think I need to rewatch that again. I didn't really enjoy it on the first viewing. And now there's this movie, the 2017 movie, The Breadwinner. The Breadwinner is the story of a girl named Padwani who is apparently in Afghanistan, who is selling stuff with her dad to make ends meet for her mom, her older sister, and their baby brother. Along the way, her dad gets captured because he is selling stuff with his daughter, so she has to figure out a way to get him back. This is one of those movies where I don't know how to review properly. I can just tell you how I feel about it. Whether it's accurate to the religion, nationality, or where this movie is taking place is a completely different story. If you have umbrage with what I'm doing, there's no problem with that. But I can just tell you how I feel. These fucking Middle Eastern fucking assholes are ass backwards. I don't want to come off too racist or whatever, but this does not shine a good light on, apparently it takes place in Pakistan, and on the Muslim culture itself in that part of the region. Yes, 2019 is where I'm shooting this, and people would have had huge issues with what's going on, but even in 2017, I'd have been like, holy shit, this is fucking wrong. The fact that women are not allowed to walk by themselves, the whole story is not really is shedding good light on this culture and in this part of the world, but at the same time it is very kind of true. So I'm not saying go lynch people, fucking far from it. But Padwana's story is very interesting because in order to get her dad back, she decides that she has to do jobs. And in doing jobs, she has to figure out that, you know what, I need to look like a boy. I need everyone to think I'm a boy so that everyone can give me money. There are moments where there's a character who goes, oh wait, you're a boy, read this to me, or you're a boy and okay, you earn my respect because you're masculine. It is wonderful to look at regardless of who you support, where you're from. This is freaking awesome animation. The Secret of Kells is awesome. Song of the Sea is, to me, the best of their movies. They even did a movie called To the North Pole or something like that. Someone will correct me. And I thought that movie was beautiful. It wasn't a good movie, but it looked in their style. Their style is somewhere between 3D, 2D, and palette drawing, where you can tell like the backgrounds are still images, but the characters in front of them are rendered to look like they're 3D, but look like they're also hand drawn. And it is a really beautiful style. This movie is a joy to watch, in all honesty, regardless of what you think and what you get out of this movie. It is a different culture. I'm doing this from America. I'm not even freaking white. I'm Hispanic, and I think this movie is very touching at times, and it's very difficult to not feel empathy for Padwana, who, because she's doing what any of us would do in any of the situations, like I want to get my family member back. There's a sub-story where Padwana is telling the story either to her younger brother about a child who's going to an elephant god, and it has a payoff that is, once again, it could be seen as propaganda, but at the same time it is like, wow, when you get to it, because even though you don't know Padwana's brother, the story is told and you're like, okay, this is a story about someone standing up against a god. And the ending is really heartbreaking. At least the ending to her telling the story. I really wish I'd gone back and did some history on this to see when does this movie take place. Because during various times, especially when you're getting to the climax, there are times where you see airplanes flying overhead. So I'm not sure if this takes place in the 2000s or early 90s, one of those times where Afghanistan was raided or bombed. There are a lot of cultural things where I didn't agree with, but at the same time, it's not my culture, so who am I to say? I can just say if I agree with it or if I liked it or not. Now on to the ending. The ending, it's one of those not endings where you don't see where everyone ends up, but you know that the characters are in their place. I don't know how to go past that. It's one of those endings where I don't really like because you don't see an ending, but it's one of those endings where the movie just stops. Things happen, whether they're rectified or not is not explained, and then it ends. My final thought on this movie is it's wonderfully animated. It is a really gripping and interesting story no matter where you fall on the algorithm of what you believe about this culture or what culture you come from or if it's PC or not. To me, that's not important. The story is excellent. It's wonderfully animated. It is touching throughout. The ending is perfectly fine. Unless you're someone who wants to say, oh, I need to know where they end up, and then you'll probably be unsatisfied, but it was a hell of a time getting there. I'm going to give this movie a 9. The Breadwinner, if you can go out and see it, I don't know where it's available right now. I owned this on Blu-ray for like 2 years and I finally saw it, so that's my thoughts on The Breadwinner. Did you see the movie? Let me know what you thought about it. If you happen to be Muslim or from Afghanistan, I'm well open to a conversation about how you felt this culture was portrayed. So yeah, let me know about that. Next week I have like one review because there's only one movie I'm seeing next week. Or at least one new movie. I already did Booksmart, John Wick, I did a week ago. And so Brightburn's the only one. But maybe I'll do something in between. So that's all I have to say for now. Bye.